Let's continue with our SharePoint quick questions and answers video series. And let's start with question number 3. What is site and site collection? Right. SharePoint is all about collaboration, and collaboration increases if the data is shared properly. Right. And SharePoint is all about centralizing data. So we can say that SharePoint is all about data. Right. Now, when we talk about data in a enterprise organization, you can classify your data according to departments. For example, here's a typical enterprise data. You can have accounts data, and accounts data can further be like 2006 2007 balance sheet data, I don't know, or 2007 2008 something data. In this, it's in the same manner for HR, for project. So for different departments, you can again have different groupings of data. So we can say that enterprise data is nothing but it's a hierarchical data classification. Now what SharePoint does is, SharePoint says, okay, because SharePoint looks from the perspective of enterprise, it converts this same structure into something called a site and site collection. So basically it says, okay, you can have a main site, and then you can have a site collection, which is nothing but your main grouping, and then you can have subgroupings. So in this way, what you can do is basically you can have sites and site collection. For example, you can have, okay, a HR site, and HR site says, okay, it needs a payroll site, it needs a recruitment site, and it needs an assessment site. Then you can have a project site and says, okay, a project needs basically a finance project site, a real project site. So you can say that you can SharePoint gives you the view of enterprise hierarchical classification according to departments. So what is the advantage of site and site collection? As we said, that SharePoint is all about data, and data should be properly authenticated and authorized. So when we talk about enterprises, we would like that the HR site should only be used by HR personnel, and further the payroll site probably will be used by some specific HR personnel. So what you can do is you can create a set of users here at admin level, and then you can create specific users at the payroll site who do not have access to the recruitment site. So in this way you can define authentication and authorization. So by defining the structure in the site and site collection, we can now define roles and responsibilities. In an enterprise organization, it's very essential to define roles and responsibilities, and that's what exactly SharePoint tries to achieve. Right. So when you design your hierarchy of a site and site collection, you should always keep in mind the enterprise hierarchy structure and the design, and design the same accordingly. So whenever we start a SharePoint project, one of the very important aspect you have to look into is that, okay, how is this enterprise how is the hierarchy of this enterprise, how many departments it has, what are the roles and responsibilities of this organization, and accordingly use site and site collection. So in all, to say what is site and site collection is, site collection will have many sites. Now it doesn't mean that you have to go and start creating site collections and site. It depends on how the enterprise department is organized. So you can say that the main site collection is more of a department, and if it has sub departments, then you can have site below it. So in this way, site and site collection helps you to define roles and responsibilities, and helps you to achieve the hierarchical structure of an enterprise model.